of Lucas Live. It is Tuesday, April 11th, 2023. I am your host, Lucas Tyndale. Excited to be here with you guys today. I have some wonderful guests here. You guys don't want to miss this. If you're watching this live or by replay, stay tuned. You may have tuned in by replay and you're like, oh, am I going to stay here and watch this? Well, don't go anywhere. Stay here, watch this episode, learn more about these great guests. We have the head and assistant varsity coaches of the Canton McKinley cheerleading team. I asked them before the show, I said, is it cheerleading team or is it cheerleading squad? You know what I mean? Because, back in the 90s, back in my day, I think it was cheerleading squad, right? But now they said it's a team. I mean, I'm cool with that. It's all good. It's a cheerleading team. I hope you guys check them out today. When you come in, feel free to say hello. Please share this broadcast again. Even if you're watching by replay, don't be like, I can't share it because I'm watching the replay. No, share it to your page. Share it to your groups. Tell somebody about it. We have a lot of great things going on in the city of Canton. Some great things going on at Canton McKinley. I'm sure you guys have heard the news, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sure you've heard about Coach Sean Witherspoon coming back. Coach coming back. Championship player Sean Witherspoon coming back to Canton McKinley to be the head football coach. The head basketball coach. We are so excited for him to be back. We want to congratulate him. I'd like to personally congratulate him, which I did already. I did reach out to my man and congratulate him. And I'm just so excited. I think we all are extremely excited. But you know what I got to do? I got to share the broadcast too. So let me make sure I do that. Let me jump on. Why do I have to share the broadcast? Because we are at Lucas Live Media. And I want to make sure I share it to I want to share it to my personal page, so you got to do that. Okay, so I'm going to jump in, and I'm going to share the broadcast as well. Okay, I'm going to make sure I share the broadcast as well. You got to do that. You got to share. You got to make sure you share the broadcast. Let me share it as well. All right, so Coach Sean Witherspoon. Listen, we have big news about that as well, so you guys stay tuned here. We're going to share something with all of you that you need to know about Coach Witherspoon coming back. I don't know if there's anything more exciting going on right now. To think about a former player, a champion, coming back to coach these players, understanding what that means for our community, understanding what that means for these players, I think it's just absolutely phenomenal. His desire, he's already talking about, bringing things back that we used to have. Like, I don't know if you guys remember, but the field house used to be packed. Anybody remember the days when you went to the field house and you didn't just get to sit anywhere? Like, you go to the field house now, you can go down on the court. They don't care. You can do whatever you want. It's like, it's not what it used to be, right? We've had some great players, some great coaches, some great teams come through there, but it just hasn't been the same. So we want to get back to that old, how it used to be feeling, okay? We want to get back to that, you can't miss it. You don't want to miss a game feeling. We want to get back to that. And it's going to take all of us to get down there and to support these players. And Coach Witherspoon is going to help us do that. All right, I got that shared. I had to share the broadcast too. I had to make sure I did that. So we're going to make sure we do that. We're going to get back down there and start supporting these athletes. And please, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't have to be your student athlete. We got to support these young people. We don't support them in the good things that they're doing, but we judge them when they do something wrong. When we see them on the front page of the paper for some crime, we're like, what a shame. When we see them on the front page of the paper for their athletics or academics or community service, we don't even know them because we haven't gone out to support them. So we need to make sure we do that, and I'm really excited about it. We have an announcement. We are actually going to have Coach Witherspoon on the show this coming Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. You guys don't want to miss it. Tune in. We're going to have him here live on the show. There's the flyer right there. You guys make sure you prepare to check that out. Set your reminders. Tell somebody about it. We got an exclusive. We're going to have him on. We're going to talk to him about where he's come from, how he got back to Canton McKinley, what his plans are for the future and for the team. We'll be posting this flyer and sharing this information. So if you see it, share it, talk to somebody, tell somebody about it. It's going to be a lot of fun to talk to him and really get his vision for the future. Talk to him about how he got into the position, because a lot of times there's positions we want in life and we're like, the door is not open for me, or I don't know if they'll allow it, or there's a lot of criticism in our school systems about who do they choose and why do they choose. We're going to talk to him about that. We're excited to have him on. So make sure you guys set your calendars and your reminders to check us out this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern as Coach Weatherspoon comes on and joins us to talk to us about his new journey at Canton McKinley. Make sure you guys check that out. Also want to shout out our sponsors for today's episode. Shout out to the Strong Family Foundation. They're having the Strong Wellness Fair this Saturday. This Saturday at the Canton Urban League. You guys want to check it out. It is going to be one of the biggest, if not the biggest, fitness event in the area. They did it last year, and this year they're doing it at an even larger scale. It is Saturday, April 15th. The Wellness Fair is from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the Xtreme Hip Hop Master Experience, which if you've never done Extreme Hip Hop, you're missing it. It's a lot of fun. You will be sweating. It is a great workout, but it's fun music. It's step aerobics kind of thing, but it's that with some swag, with some fun, with the feel, with the vibe. It is absolutely incredible. So make sure you guys check that out. Come down to the Canton Urban League this Saturday. 12 to 3 will be the Extreme Hip Hop Master Experience with DG. Dante Garrett will be there leading that off along with Sean Strong. Shout out to the Strong Family Wellness Foundation and all that they have going on. So we want to shout that out. We want to be there. I will be there. Make sure you're there. I hope to see you guys down there. We're going to be doing some interviews and talking to some people as they get ready. There'll be vendors. It's an event you don't want to miss. All right, make sure you guys check that out. We also want to shout out, there will be another event coming to our area, which is the Stark County All-Star 2023 Games coming Saturday, April 29th to the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. You guys don't want to miss this event. This event is going to showcase local talent from years past, former basketball players, male and female basketball players. We're going to have cheerleaders. It's going to be a great time. If you're an athlete and you still want to try to join, let me know. Reach out to me. I can get you connected. I don't know if they got all the teams finalized, but it's possible we can still get you in. But even if you can't be there to participate, we want you to have the opportunity to be there to watch and enjoy the game. So make sure you guys check that out. We'll be doing some shows around that and promoting that a little bit more. But get ready for the Stark County All-Star 23 Games. We hope to see you there Saturday, April 29th from 12 to 4 p.m. at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. Shout out to all the organizers and everybody who's involved in that. Say what's up in the chat if you guys have joined us. Shout out to our producer, Amanda Jean Dukes. What's going on? Thank you for being here. Thanks for the coordination in the background, making sure things run smoothly. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shout out to Jaisha Lilly. Hello, hello. Glad you are here. Thank you for joining us from day one. If y'all don't, Jaisha, day one. She's a day one Lucas Live fan and follower. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. We are excited. My man Dave Woods, what's happening, my man? What's going on? I'm here on time tonight. We'll be randomly calling. Yeah, Dave called me last time. Dave and his wife Keena are the one few people who can just call me during the show and I answer my phone. I don't know why, because I love them, you know? And they happen to be related to Coach Weatherspoon, who will be taking over at Canton McKinley. And Dave and I were texting, talking last night, and talking about the exclusive interview that we are going to have this Sunday at 7 p.m. And shout out to him. Shout out to Sugar Baby Cookies. If you never had Sugar Baby Cookies, you need to check that out. David, Keenan, y'all shoot me a flyer. I'll post that right now, too. Shout out to Sugar Baby Cookies and the great work that they're doing. I don't know. You forget, I don't want to talk about the other cookie companies. I almost called some out, but they ain't got nothing on Sugar Baby Cookies. All right. So you guys want to make sure you check that out. Atira, thank you so much. Atira is working, coordinating the All-Star game that we were just talking about just a minute ago. So you guys make sure you check that out. Reach out to her. If you see her popping up, if you're on Facebook, connect with her. If you want more information or reach out to me, I'll get you connected to her. And we'd love to see you guys out there. This is going to be a special event. Our guests today are involved with this event coming up, and you guys don't want to miss it. It is going to be a lot of fun. The All-Star 23 Games, April 29th, 12 to 4 p.m. at the Canton Memorial Fieldhouse. It's a big deal. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be there. We'll be in the building. We're going to make our way into the building. So you guys want to be there. We'll see you guys there. All right, everybody. So let's get started. I want to welcome our guests today. One of them is my sister. And I always say this. She's been a guest before. She's not biologically my sister, but I think family, and this is a philosophy I have. I love my family. I love my biological family. Right? People always talk about fathers as biological. Nobody ever talks about the biology of the rest of these people that we're related to. It's all biological, right? So they're like, is he the biological father? That's the only time we get all sciencey with it, right? But she's not my biological sister, but I believe in chemistry over biology. It's a concept that came to me a few years ago. I was like, what if we made family? First of all, I learned about what family really is. And what if family's not just the people who have the same blood as you? Because some of those people are dysfunctional and, maybe you aren't as close with them. But what if family was chemistry over biology? What if it was really the people you were familiar with? And you have familiar spirits and familiar souls and familiar minds and familiar hearts. And there's something familiar or family like about these people. So one of our guests today is Miss Danielle Williams. She is one of the coaches for the varsity cheerleading squad team at Canton McKinley. And we also have Miss Andy Marie, who is the head coach. And these are both young ladies who are leading these other young ladies, not only as cheerleaders, but as young women. And I'm excited to have them. And I'm excited to welcome to the show Miss Danielle Williams and Andy Marie. How are you two?
Hey.
What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm glad to have you guys here. Welcome to the show. Danielle, we've known each other for
Ever.
quite some time now. It's been a while. It's been a
I
long
think we
time.
met in 2013.
Was it that long ago?
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it
So
was.
so and Andy, we are meeting now. Today we met, but we're
Amen.
already fast friends.
I agree. I agree.
Right.
Yeah, we're familiar. We're familiar to each other. It's something family like, right? So we're excited to have you guys here today, talking about cheerleading. We're going to talk about cheerleading, what that means, what that's about, and not only that, but the vision for these young student athletes that you guys are guiding and directing. You're a big part of their lives, right? Like they have family and parents and stuff, but they look at you guys like coaches matter. Coaches aren't just coaching the sport. Coaches are coaching their life. They're like, I got this boy problem. I got this other problem. I see from the look on your face, you might hear that. I was just guessing,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
I see from that. So you guys, let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about, first off, about the two of you. Um, and Andy, I will start with you. Talk to me a little bit. First of all, and I said this to you, and I I meant no offense, and you didn't take offense, which I appreciate. Lesson for everybody: offense is something to be taken or not. You don't have to take offense at everything. You be like, I'm so offended. Don't take offense. I'm not offended at much. I don't take it. Stop taking offense. Don't take. Okay, anyway, that's a separate lesson. But Andy, I said you're so young, and Danielle had mentioned that. She said she's young and she's right there with them, and they love her and all that. How did you get the gig, Andy? I mean, how do you go from like
Well, let's just jump right in
let's
then.
jump right in. Talk to us a
Um,
little bit about your background, your experience. I don't know how old you are, but you don't seem like someone who has 20, 30 years of cheerleading coaching experience to come and lead the cheerleading squad at the great Canton McKinley. Talk to us about why you are qualified to come work with this cheerleading team.
so I am young. I just turned 25, and I get this question a lot because people see me young and they see the girls are close in age with us. But honestly, my record speaks for itself. So, I've been cheering since I was 7, putting in 16 years on the sidelines, 8 years in competition, and I cheered in both actually more like 14 years in competition because I cheered middle school comp, high school comp, and we did some little league comps as well. So I've competed at Disney at the collegiate level. I competed for at state level for Ohio State, like when we went down to Alliance. So I grew up in Alliance, Ohio. I went to Alliance High School, where Mr. Weatherspoon just came from coaching
Shout out to him. Yes.
alma mater, and so I went there, went through their program. I went to Mount Union where I cheered at, and I kind of just used that as a segue into my interview. Like I love the sport, I pour passion into it, and I want the girls to see where the sport can take them, and that's kind of what I build on. Even with our program today, like it's a future out there in cheerleading, and we just got to be the ones that lead them to it and find it. And being in the still being young and being active and still having those connections was a big help in getting this position and continuing to keep this position as I move forward as the head coach of McKinley.
I love it. I love it. And I do love that you've already faced that question, because whether people look at you and straight up say like, "Oh, you're," and I'm sure some people have said it not to your face. I'm sure some people were like, "She's in charge. Who put her in charge?" And some people may have walked right up to you and said, "You're so young." But um, age ain't nothing but a number. Age doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of people who are a lot older who don't have what it takes to connect to the younger generation.
Mhm.
And we're always trying to find these people with all this experience. And it's like, yeah, they're experiencing an old model of how to do things. And
Yep. Yep.
no disrespect. Shout out to everybody who came before and everybody who applied for the
Yep.
job, who may have been qualified. But I love that the school has been wise enough. Coach Antonio Hall, now Coach Weatherspoon, yourself. You
Yeah.
guys are young people from this area who are engaged with these young people. So it matters. Danielle, you told me I had to meet Andy. You think pretty highly of her.
I
So
do.
what, just from your perspective, as a you've been with the school district, you've been working with the young ladies, right? So she comes in new, you've already been there. What was your first impression of Coach Andy Marie? What was your first impression of her?
Well, my first initial impression of her was she's young, but she's just like me.
Mm.
When I began to talk to her and have conversations with her, the vibe and energy I felt off of her, I felt the connection immediately. And then from myself, I coached at Lehman for 5 years. So my first time, ever coaching, I coached alongside Miss Audie at Harder Elementary School back when I think I had it 1 year at Toledo. So it was probably about 2014. I just helped her. And then I had did a youth team and then Lehman, and then I took a couple years off, and then this gig came up. And initially, I went for the head coach position. I wanted to get that position, and they offered me the freshman coach position. And I said, okay, that's fine. I'll take that. And when I met her, I knew that they made the right choice by choosing her to be the head coach. Like, she has what it takes to bring this team where it's at. No, no, really, where it's at now. We done went to state, and I tell her, I give her props. I give the girls her props because I cheered at McKinley. And we wanted to compete. We wanted to get out on the mats and show them what we could do, but we never had the opportunity to do that. So she knows what to do, how to do it. She's come in and she's changed the game for these girls. That we're competing, we're going to competitions, we're learning new things, and we're really bringing something different to the McKinley cheer team. And I told them when we made it to states, we made history, and that's because of all of us. But a big part of it definitely is because of Miss Andy Marie right here.
That's absolutely incredible. A lot of times people don't appreciate when somebody else comes in, right? A lot of times it's like, again, it's cheerleading is a competitive sport, right? A lot of people don't realize that, right? So sometimes even the adults are competitive. I've seen dance moms. But anyway, sometimes people are competitive. I don't know if that was real, but them people was crazy. Um, but to show so much love, and Danielle, you just spoke so highly of her immediately, and we're like, she's just amazing. And you spoke about it a little bit. And Andy, I'll start with you on this question. Kent McKinley has not exactly been known for being very competitive in cheerleading. The cheerleaders are there for very competitive sports like football and basketball. And we have some squads, and we make it work, right? Whatever teams we have, and the cheerleaders are there cheering for them. But when it comes to competitive cheer, there's a lot of other schools in our district, a lot of other schools in the federal league, a lot of other schools in the state that are going places, doing things, competing, going to Columbus, going to states. And Canton McKinley, we like, nah, that's just not a thing. It's not something we're talking about. It's not something we're celebrating. So the fact that you guys went to state, talk to us about that. First of all, I'm not even sure what that means to go to state. You're competing and you have to win what to get there. And how did you guys change? What changed, do you believe, that made that possible?
So I'll start with the change. I think the change was the girls' confidence. So like you said, like we're not a district that has been in the forefront for competition when it comes to cheerleading, and so they not really having the confidence to think that they were able to do it or capable of actually doing it. And then like taking them to even see some of the other competitions, they like, oh coach, we can do that, we can do that. So it's like pouring into them the confidence that this is something that they can do and they should be doing. And then they see themselves improving each one. So like we recorded each competition that we went to and they watch it and be like, oh, I messed up there. I messed up here. I can get better doing this or I can get better doing that. So they see the vision and they see what we pouring into them and how we want them to get better. And then as far as starting a competition team, it was kind of just getting them to see the potential of what they could do as far as make it to state. So at the beginning of this year, this is year one for me and Coach D and Coach T as coaches in one group. Our first year going in, I told the girls off rip, like, this year is patience, growth, and learning. We want to learn. We don't want to come out. We're not going to be state champions. We're not going to do all these great things, but we want to learn and be able to get somewhere and progress throughout the season. So like our first comp, if you watch my girls, they watch their video. I love y'all to death if y'all watching this, but it was not it. Like it was not it at all, and they know that. So they was like, "Oh man, coach, like we gotta put in some work." I'm like, "That's what I need y'all to see though. Like I needed y'all to feel that for yourselves. I can pour it into y'all day in day out, and it's not gonna hit until you feel it. Now when you feel that and you want to get better, that's where I come in at. Like let's build on that. Let's continue to grow. So from comp one, the goal was just to continue getting better each comp. I wanted them to hit 0 on a score sheet. So on a comp score sheet, you get deductions for if you fall, if you go over time, just little different things that you can mess up in a routine. You get deductions for those. So every competition we hit 0. That means all of our tumbers, none of them fail. And if they did, it was only like a minor mishap, that it wasn't like a touchdown or actual like just blatantly fall in front of everybody. So they hit 0 for every competition. One competition we went to, so I think this was the third competition we went to, they got a 10 on their jumps, which is a perfect 10. Wow. Which is like teams that been competing for years don't hit a perfect 10 when it comes to jumps.
Wow.
So like, it's like finding they key things and building on that. So then when we built on that, they like, oh my God, Coach G, we hit a perfect 10 on our jumps. Like, can we do that somewhere? Like, what else can we do that in? I'm like, all right, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this, and kind of continue to build it. And so then when it came time to make it to state, so in the cheer world, in order to make it to state, you got to qualify at regionals. So you have a regional competition, and you go there, you get a score sheet back, but they don't like give you a place at regionals. So it's not like a first place at regional, second place. You just either qualify for state or you don't. This is the very first time McKinley has ever went to a regionals. So I'm telling them, like, y'all go out there.
This is the first time they ever even went to regionals?
First time ever. They've never really had a competition team. Wow. So like this was like the very first McKinley competition cheer team. Yeah. And we made it to state year 1.
Yeah.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. Like cheer squad. I did not realize that. So you guys took them in is there like we had to I picked anyway. It made me think the movie Sister Act 2 where they was like, we're gonna make a choir. It's like we
and we want to know who want to do it with us.
So what we did was we already had our sideline cheer, we already had our team, and so we did an in-house tryout. So we had the girls that were already on our team try out to be on the competition team. So it was sort of optional. They had the option to try out or not. So some of our girls, how many did we take first?
We took 15.
Took 15 girls first. And then when we started to compete for states and regionals, we were down to 12. But there's different categories in the competition world. So that took us down to be able to compete at the small varsity level. So that gave us a better shot at
with McKinley being a D1 school, we go in a D1 division, and then they break it down by category. So you got small and large varsities. So small varsity is any team with 12 girls or 12 people on the mat and under. 13 and up is large varsity. So then they compete at those different levels based on what you do. So there's non-tumbling and tumbling. So non-tumbling means the girls compete at the D1 level, but they don't tumble at all. So like not a cartwheel, not a round off, nothing.
None of it.
None of it. It's just jumps, motions, and cheer. And then there's a tumbling version. And then there's also a stunting version. So when you stunt, you can stunt and you can tumble. When you tumble, it's just tumbling, jumps, motions, and all of that. And then the non-tumbling is the straight cheerleading. And then the world now that we're going into with cheerleading is that this big tumbling thing. So they are actually planning to add cheerleading to the Olympics at the next Olympics. So this
Wow.
the girls have a chance to build something and continue to go on in the future. Like in the past, cheerleading has just been, oh, I'm cute, I got my ponytail in, my bow, and
Right.
now we're trying to get them to understand that they're athletes as well.
Mhm.
All right, they are athletes and they deserve that same respect. But in order to get that respect, they got to put the work in to be athletes.
Because our girls now, even doing these competitions, like the last 3 or 4 competitions, we've been approached by different schools around Ohio. So there's been schools that now they're offering our girls scholarships, that are giving them information about their programs. There's stunt programs, there's cheer programs, all kinds of things that they can now benefit off of. Because again, when I was in school, we didn't have that, and we didn't have the opportunity to be in front of somebody that could see our potential. So now we're also giving them that opportunity to do something with cheer after high school.
That's
And the,
incredible. I mean, to think number one that cheerleading is going to be in the Olympics, I think is amazing and probably long overdue, because people have been competing at that this it's a sport. It's not
Mhm.
something you don't just go in there and be like rah rah rah, get excited, right? Like it's not an
Anybody that
easy
thinks they
thing.
can, we're going to have a community practice this summer where you can come out and try to be a cheerleader for a day.
I'm gonna have to come. You know
Yeah,
what?
check us
Come on
out. Come and
out.
check us out.
I'm gonna come see what I can do. I feel
Yeah.
like an athlete, but my toe touch ain't what it used to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So they're like, did he just try to do a? So I love that community. This summer there's gonna be a community cheerleading camp. You
Yeah,
said,
well, it's like our one practice. So like each of the girls will get to bring somebody with them to practice, and then that's somebody that thinks that it's not a sport, and they'll come get to practice with us.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think that's a phenomenal thing. I think
and then
exposure
also
matters.
for McKinley Maslin Week, we want to do community sign painting throughout the summer, so we can get our sign painting up and get ready for our big week at the end of October.
So whoever's out there that wants to come help paint signs with us, you gotta come on out and let's paint the city red and black.
Y'all are
So what?
not playing.
No, no,
Yes.
at all.
We with Coach Weatherspoon when he said we want to get the field house rocking again. I
We're
want the
trying to
field
get
house, the
it
stadium,
rocking,
the
right.
city, community. We want to be McKinley Bulldogs. We want to be proud.
We're
McKinley
stepping it up.
Bulldogs.
We want to be the ambassadors for the city because I feel like that's what we should be. And anytime there's an event, the McKinley cheerleaders should be there helping with whatever they can help with. We're the ambassador of our city, bringing the pride, bringing the energy, bringing the spirit, bringing it all.
I can't say enough about how there's so many things that go on in the community. And I was born and raised in Canton, McKinley graduate. My parents were McKinley graduate. Like my family, this is all we knew.
Right.
But there's also been a lot of things in our community that aren't the same, or unfortunate things, crime, and just a lot of stories that people hear. And then there's so many people who they don't appreciate our city. Like they always hating on it. Like it's always something
Right.
wrong. Like it's okay to go other places and do other things. Like I don't still live in the city, but it doesn't. I mean, but I have so much love for Canton. Like I don't know what it is that makes people so down on a place. We do need to bring the cheer back to it. We need to bring the
Yeah.
excitement back to it. It is
Yes.
something when you see the cheerleaders at an event. They're kind of like, I don't know if they realize it, but they're like you said, like little ambassadors and like kind of little celebrities. Like the cheerleaders are here, right? The
Right.
McKinley cheerleaders are at an event or at another school or an elementary school. That means something. Talk to us a little bit. If both of you could share a little bit about what does it mean for people to be exposed to seeing them in the community, and even for young people up and coming. They're not at high school yet, but what do you think it means for them to be able to see the cheerleaders at more events?
I personally think it gives them something to look forward to. Like especially if you're in the little league programs and you wearing your red and black or you wearing one of those little uniforms and then you see the McKinley girls come
Right.
in, they're always done up so pretty. I tell my girls all the time, like y'all are so beautiful. They come in done up, ready to have fun, and they don't shy away from interacting with the kids. Like that's their thing. I mean, they always ask us like, "Can we get them a shirt? Can we give them this? Can we give them that?" Like they want to be those ambassadors and those leaders for those people in our community. So I think that they enjoy being the leaders in our community.
And we really try to stress it to them how important it is, as far as reputation goes, as far as social media goes, as far as how to conduct yourself as young ladies in school, in the community, because I told them, we're on social media. We have a social media page. Like, we've been getting a lot of interactions on our social media. So people know them. They identify, they can recognize them and they can see them. So, letting them know how important it is to, walk around with uphold your reputation, because you represent not only yourself, but now a school, a team is something that you're supposed to love and care for. So, really emphasizing the importance of, keeping it clean, keeping it cute, and keeping it professional, because we're representing something bigger than us, really.
Mm-hmm.
All
And
of us,
yeah,
even us too. We
yep.
tell them, we lead by example. Like, we have our own personal lives, but there's something that we show to the public and that we keep private. But that's
Mm-hmm.
important to know as a young lady, period, because there are some things we just are supposed to keep private, So just to set an example for the young ladies that are out there at the elementary schools. We do elementary tours, so just to be a role model to those girls looking up to them, because they are looking, they're watching them at the game, whether they know it or not. They know it most of the time,
Mm-hmm.
but whether they know it or not, they're watching them. So stressing that importance of being a role model.
I love that, you guys being role models and showing them how to be role models. Now, what does that mean? I mean, you guys have to think about it too. You guys, again, are both young ladies yourselves. You're still going
Right.
through your process. You're still living your life, right? They're watching y'all. They're like, you turning
Yeah.
up? You lit?
Yep.
They lit? What's up? Like, what's happening? What you do? Because I'm gonna be you in a minute, right? Like, I'm almost there. Like, I can't wait to be you. And I think a lot of times, I remember when I was young, I always looked at older people like they had all this freedom. Like, when I'm grown, I'm gonna do. Because my mom always told me, whenever I was like, "Mom, you shouldn't do that. That's not right." She'd be like, "I'm grown." So I was like, "Oh, well, when I'm grown, I guess I can do whatever I want too."
Right.
Right? So they're looking at you. What does it mean? And Coach Indy, I'll start with you. What does it mean for you to be a role model? Because that also means you always have to be conscious that you're on. Like, you're a young person too, but you're like, I gotta be on because these girls are looking at me and they're like, if I tell them to live a certain way or do certain things and they see me living differently, they're not do as I say, not as I do. Doesn't work. They're gonna do as we do. That doesn't mean we have some perfect life, but what does it mean to you to be their role model, and how do you handle that?
I handle it just by being honest. Like, I'm an open book with them. Like, if they got questions, they come ask me, and I keep it as 100 as I can with them. Like, I'm not shying away from a lifestyle I live, or I'm not shying away from my second life, or whatever case may be. I keep it honest with them, and I allow them to see like who Coach G is as a person, and that's not like I'm out here wilding out or nothing like that. But giving them the insight into who I am as a Black woman outside of being their coach is important to me, because when we get out in this world, people tell us to shy away from being who we are and hold back in certain spaces and don't do this and don't do that. I'm like, no, mom, this is what we're gonna do. Like, you're gonna do what you want to do, and you're gonna do it how you want to do it, in a respectful and carry yourself in a classy manner. And so, like, I try to show them what I do on my sidelines and what I do outside of cheer, and keep them in the loop like that. And I don't shy away from any questions. Like, if they ask me, I answer.
That is,
That's how I try to be the role model for them.
I love it. Danielle, same question to you. When you think about being a role model to these young ladies and setting the example, what does that mean to you?
I try to take it very serious, because not only do I coach, but I do a lot of other things in the community. So I know I have eyes on me. So when it comes to things like that, I don't know. I take it serious, but I feel like because of who we are in our age, and I think really just our personalities, it's so easy to relate to them. Like, we're so relatable when it comes to we get the respect that we deserve, but we also are able to have a cool one-on-one with them. They get to know us, we get to know them, and it really gives us a easier way to deal with them. We had 22 girls, and I really feel like we could connect, and we knew how to talk to each and one of those girls. We learned each and one of them to the point where, like, oh, she'll probably not want to do that, she probably will, she's going to be okay with this, she's not going to, we knew them. But so I don't know. I guess that's kind of my answer in a nutshell. But just being that relatable figure to them.
Like, at the
Uh,
beginning of the season, when we first had our first parent meeting, I told him, I was like, listen, I am not old enough to be nobody's mom, and I'm not old enough to be nobody's auntie.
But I was a mom, so I was over here momming it up. Like
I was like, but I can be like a big sister to y'all, and that's what I
Right.
want y'all to take from me. Like,
Yeah.
y'all can come to me, y'all can trust me, and I want to do the same with y'all. Like, I want y'all to have that space as Black women, as cheerleaders, as girls, to come and talk to somebody that you believe in, that you trust in, and that's kind of where I think the relationship got off to a good start. At is like, we wasn't coming in like, oh, you need to do this, this, and this. We changing the program, this, that, and the fifth. Like, it was like, okay, what are y'all used to? And then this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna segue together until we get on the same page, so that the program flows in a manner that we all want it to flow in.
Yeah, because it was different for all of us. They got us like kind of towards the beginning of their summer, and usually it's not like that. Usually they've already started their summer when they got new coaches. They got new coaches. We were all new to it. We were coaching with Coach Teresa as well, and it was her first time coaching the cheer team too. And she is a McKinley alumni as well, and so it was my first time coaching at the high school level. Her first time coaching at the high school level, so it was different for all of us. So I think we all kind of came into it, a little unsure, but it definitely felt comfortable. They were eager and so ready to show us what they could do, how well they could do it, and we were eager to come in and show them, how well and good that we can take care of them, because that's really what it was all about. We wanted to take care of them on a different level. We wanted to take care of them, not only teach you cheerleading, but we wanted to take care of them as young ladies. We wanted to really build them up, because I know when I coached at, during in middle school, that was one of my things, was building those girls up. But now we have high school level, and from us they're going to college. From us they're going to experience adulthood, real life, and I really wanted to, at least leave an impact on them when they left out of our care, essentially. So,
Uh, Ladies, I can't tell you guys how impactful that is and how important it is. A lot of times, even as parents, as a parent myself, I know how important it is for my children to have other people to talk to other than us as parents. There's some stuff is hard to tell your parents. And as much as parents is like, you can tell me anything, you can tell me anything. As soon as they start telling us anything, we be like, what? Like, what? Like, I mean, we be about to go to school and fight kids. All kind of stuff be about to go down. So it's like they can't really tell us everything, and that's why they say it takes a village, right? It takes a village, and you guys are some very important parts of the village as what basically coming as big sisters, right? It's different hearing something from your auntie or your big sister than it is hearing it from your mother or your father. It's like auntie kind of look out for me. Like auntie don't have to deal with me every day. Big sister. Big sister could take it or leave it. A big sister is like, I could look out for you. I could do my own thing. And you guys are both talented young women who could be doing all kinds of stuff. And it's like, this is where our heart is. Like, I think that matters a lot, because there's a lot of people who are like, once they're out of their area, you're out of Alliance, you're out of McKinley, you're done. They're not, giving back is a vague concept. Giving back is like, maybe if the opportunity presents itself to donate some money or some time, I'll go do it. Right. But to choose to make a career out of it, to choose to lean into this, and shout out to Tiffany as well, as you said, my other sister, shout out to her as well for, you guys all coming together to make a difference and make an impact with these young ladies. Right. So let's talk a little bit more about what is the future like? You guys said some things about scholarships and things like this. Let's talk about the future for a cheerleader. What are some things that they can take with cheerleading, dance? Like, what could they do with this as a future? A football player, we know what they can do. A basketball player, we know where they can go and what they can do. There's very clear leagues for them to get into. We know about the college scholarships, the NIL deals. There's all this stuff we know about. A cheerleader, what are the future opportunities for them? Is there scholarship dollars really out there? Where can they go with it?
So honestly, in the last, like, I would say 5 years. So when I went to college, I got a scholarship for cheerleading. It was only $1,000 a year. And as you see, each year the scholarships go up. They offer more and more, because the cheerleaders are the face of their university. Like, every event you go to, whether it's homecoming, whether it's the basketball games, the football games, sometimes the women's basketball games, you see a cheerleader there, and they're known for that. And so, like, having them be a face of a university, or having them be the face of your community, you got to pay them in some way, shape, or form to get them intrigued to come to your university. So the scholarship amounts are rising way more. And then they're adding in a new thing in college. So there's 3 different types of cheerleading now. 4, actually. So we have our traditional, we have our comp, that's traditional comp, Then you have stunt comp, which is like head to head. So if you got a team over here and a team over here, they're gonna tell you to do this stunt, and whichever team hits it the best, boom, y'all get the points. And then that's how you go back and forth. So like you watch another team hit, now y'all got to hit or they get the points. So it's going back and forth. So that's another way for them to get a scholarship is through stunting. And then, like I said, moving forward past college. So once they get their scholarships, go through college. Some actually before they go to college, some JUCOs have very good programs. So if you watch the Netflix show Cheer, that's a JUCO, and she basically takes in athletes from high school and molds them into awesome cheerleaders. Like Monica does her thing. Like she molds them into what they need to be to go to a D1 college. And that's kind of where it goes. So like the bigger the school is, the more money you're gonna get, obviously. So like if you go D1, like the University of Kentucky, they cheerleaders probably make anywhere between 5 bands a year, 5,000 a year.
No, bands. We know what bands are. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yo, how many bands? What's your scholarship? How many bands? Oh, it's okay.
Just for cheerleading, because they have 24 national championships. So like their program is solid. Their program is bringing in those numbers for them to continue to do what they do, and they sell out shows and so forth. The Cheer Netflix show has also went on tour for cheerleading. Like they go around the show performing a routine, or around the country performing a routine. So the future for them is like bright. So toning in now and finding their passion, like if this is something you really want to do, because if I could go back 7 more years and redo high school and go into what they're doing now, I would in a heartbeat. Because it's just giving the respect to the sport they finally deserve, and not having to like fight hand and tooth for it. Like I deserve this respect. It's more like it's being given now. Like okay, y'all have earned y'all spot. Y'all have told us why cheerleading is a sport and why we need to be tapped in with it. And so I think just building on that and keeping them invested in themselves and their bodies, continuing to build their skills up, getting that scholarship money is just a step to where they could go before trying out for the Olympic teams, just doing different things around the country, finding different programs. Like look at Coach D and I, we became head coaches, or I'm a head coach, she my assistant, moving up in different programs. Like that's what I hope some of our girls do. They fall in love with it how we did, and once their careers end, they want to give back like we did. So the future is endless when it comes to cheerleading, because there's always a need for cheerleaders in every community.
I love it. The future of cheerleading is bright, and it sounds like it's growing. Obviously, when it becomes an Olympic sport, that's a big deal. Colleges are giving more money for it. It's a big deal at college games. Like them cheerleaders, like you go to, I mean, any school, but you talk about like Big Ten, Ohio State, Michigan, these schools with them cheerleaders, they're out there doing it. Like it's a big deal. And then there's also the dance side of it as well, which I think schools have cheerleading teams and dance teams. Are those typically different things?
Yeah.
What is that like?
The dancers at our school more so hang with the band a lot. So they dance based on the band's music. And then they come to all the home games. Whereas cheerleading, especially at the varsity level, the main difference is that we travel and they don't at the varsity level.
Right. And this is that's basketball. They do travel to away games.
Yeah, for football. For football. Yeah.
Dancers, they do hang with the band. They go to like band camp and everything with them. So
that's incredible. That's incredible. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break. You guys check out this quick promo. We talked to you guys about the Xtreme Hip Hop Master Experience going on this weekend, along with the Strong Family Wellness Fair. You guys check out this quick promo. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here. Come right back. We're going to wrap this thing up in just a minute. We're going to hear a little more from our great guest today. Check out this quick promo. Welcome to Canton, Ohio. Strong Family Wellness presents the Master Experience. You're invited to the ultimate weekend experience of fitness, wellness, and fun. On Friday, April 14th, join the brothers of Omega Sci-Fi for the official all-black affair. On Saturday, April 15th, join the largest fitness event in Canton, Ohio, Xtreme Hip Hop with DG. Also happening Saturday, join the second annual Health and Wellness Fair. This event is free to the community with free health screenings and resources. This weekend experience in the city of Canton, Ohio awaits you. Scan the QR code for more information. All right, and we're back. You guys make sure you check out that great event coming this weekend. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Xtreme Hip Hop Master Experience and the Strong Family Wellness Foundation is holding their wellness fair at the Canton Urban League this Saturday. I'll be there. I hope you guys are there. Great vendors. They had great healthy food. I remember they had like a vegan I had some like vegan ribs or something. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
They got
Like, I don't know.
Ribs.
Man, the vegan ribs. I was looking at my finger like, oh, okay, y'all put a little sauce on whatever that is. I don't know what that was.
Me either.
It was something. It was amazing. It was delicious. So, Danielle, for you, in this journey for you, just being a part of even this city in Canton McKinley right now, when you think about the future of Canton McKinley and what's going on in our community, what do you see as where we're headed as a community and as a school system for all the young people out there who may be watching and thinking, do I need to leave the district? Should I stay in this district? What do you see as the future?
No, I think people should stay in this district to help it grow, help it thrive. But what I see is a lot of young people coming in and taking over in a sense, and not taking over in a bad way, but just we're able to get these jobs, we're able to be in these positions, and we're able to start bringing change where we see fit, because we're hearing, we're older, but we're young as well. So our girls, they the way they talk to us is on a very personal level sometimes, and we give them that freedom and that comfortability to be able to do so with still getting the work done. But I think that's important, as young people coaching a team of young women. It's just to be relatable. But I just really see us all coming together and really bringing McKinley back to what I remember it being when I was a kid. When my parents went to McKinley, I'm sure when you went to McKinley, when we were winning back to back, just the pride, the heart, everybody in Canton, like they bled red and black. I know, we had Timken, we had McKinley, but the tradition is here, and I'm ready for us to start emphasizing that again and really being proud of where we come from. So I really see a lot of pride coming back to the city, not just with the things we're doing at McKinley, but the things that are happening all over the city. You see on my button over here, I'm on the camp. I'm working on the campaign with Mr. Thomas West. I'm his social media manager at the time, so I've been working alongside of him and really just listening to some of the things that he has planned for the city. It's so genuine, it's so real, and it's so. The things that he talks about, I can see his passion behind it. He's ready to go out and put action behind what he's talking about. And so I'm really excited for, some of the changes that we're going to start to undergo here in Canton. I'm really excited for, what's to come. We have so much to be, proud of. We have this Hall of Fame, they're amping it up over there. It's looking so good. So the city, we're looking good. We have great people looking to run it, great people to be a part of it as our role model. So I'm really excited for what's to come. There's a lot coming for sure.
I want to touch on that because I teach in the so there are so many opportunities for our students inside of Canton City, but it's unfortunate that our parents don't push our students to where they could get those opportunities and jump on those opportunities and use those opportunities. It's all about one thing and not the other. And some of the things that are lost behind the scenes, like there's scholarships that go unclaimed. There are opportunities that go unused because we don't have the parents push behind us. We need the parent support. Like as a teacher, I can push on your baby as much as I can. I can tell your baby how beautiful, how smart, how much they are capable of. But if they don't hear that at home, it don't mean nothing coming from me. It don't mean nothing to hear
from me.
It means
a lot coming from you, for
sure. Well, yeah, from me, but
yeah.
But to hear it at home again would be another like reiteration of what I'm capable of doing and how I need to use these opportunities that's being given to me. We shy away from. I don't want all students to think they have to go to college. That's by all means not the answer. But there are opportunities where you can graduate from our early college with an associate's degree. Like you can start out, you can be on your feet to start out with these different opportunities, but it just takes a parent knowing these opportunities are there and pushing their kids to go get them because the kids know about them. They know.
They know. They hear about it.
Right. They got to come out. They got to see what's actually out there for their kids.
Yes, they got to get, like you said, pack the field house. Like it wasn't no empty seats 10 years ago.
Right.
No.
Like you got to get here and see what's going on.
People are so shocked when they come into that field house and see how empty it is sometimes. And that's one of the things I'm ready to bring back. I'm ready to bring back those those packed basketball games.
Yep.
My grandparents used to be season ticket holders, so they had their reserved seats in the reserve. They had reserved seating back then. I don't know if you even know.
Yep.
There was
Right.
two sections where it was reserved seating, and my grandparents had two of those seats. So I remember going to those games and it being packed out, but it was just something to do in Canton too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like we trying in the school districts. I promise we are. We need the community to push on their kids as hard as we pushing on them. We need to double dose down and get these kids where they're supposed to be in life.
Yep.
Because that's what we want to see. I want all of them to graduate and go on to be the best that they can be. I don't want them to be mini Andys or mini Danielles.
Right.
I want them to be the best version of themselves
Right.
when they leave our program or they leave our school district.
Right.
Oh, now listen, I'm the host. I'm not often speechless, but I was just sitting there like, wow, like you guys. I mean, what? I mean, it's just what any parent would hope for their children. That there would be people in their school district that care this much, that are this passionate, that are this thoughtful about it, that they're saying, we want to make this a special place for them. We want to make sure they know all their opportunities. We want to help them become their own special selves, their own unique selves. They don't have to become a mini me or a mini you or somebody else. They need to be them. The world needs them. And you can get there from here. You can get anywhere around the world, do anything from Canton McKinley. I'm a Canton McKinley graduate. I travel all over the country every day. I'm like, I looked at the calendar, like, where am I going to be tomorrow? I think I'll be here. But I travel all over the country. I speak, I hosting shows, doing things like this. I went to Canton McKinley. I went to Canton City Schools. I grew up right here and learned right in these same hallways. And you can get there from here. And to have people like yourselves, we all remember that teacher, that coach, or those teachers and those coaches that kept us in the classroom, kept us caring about what we were doing. They made it worthwhile. They may not love all their teachers, but when you two look at them and say, I don't care if you love that teacher. You need to love yourself enough to go get in that classroom and get your education. You need to go in there and pay attention. I don't care if you like them. You need to respect them. Like, liking and respecting are two different things. This is not a popularity contest. They're your teacher. Who cares if you like them? Go respect them. Go do what you're supposed to do. The impact that you guys are making and will make, I'm going to say, I believe is going to be historic. I think you guys are clearly just getting started, and it's going to change things. One day, people are not going to remember that they'll look back and say, remember when the field house wasn't packed? I'm so glad we're back to that. I'm so glad we got back to this when the football games are packed. And not just to have people in the seats, but to have those children, from the cheerleaders to the players, to feel supported. It matters when you feel like my city is here, my parents are here, my cousins are here, they're here to support me, and they care about what I'm doing. You guys, phenomenal job. I want to also shout out Miss Audie Everett. Shout out to her and all that she's done in Canton City Schools for children.
She got the Booster Club to actually sponsor us when we went to state, and even that was the first. We've never been sponsored by any booster clubs, anything like that. So that was the first, and shout out to her for making that happen.
And I know Miss Audie wasn't playing. Miss Audie, she wasn't asking no questions. She was like, listen, we sponsoring these girls. We don't sponsor these boys and these players going on. We take.
I met her at her job to pick that check up. She said, come down here and get it from me personally. I said, yes, ma'am. I'm coming right now.
She said, I'm guaranteed. She looks out for everybody, every student athlete, whatever sport. She's there. She cares. She's coached. She's done it all. Miss Audie, you are a testament to what it means that it takes a village. You are a key village member. If this was Black Panther, you see the one. She's like the queen mother of McKinley. So shout out to you. We love you. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you've given Miss Audie. Atira, thank you so much for your love and support being here on the show today. Again, shout out to your event coming April 29th to the Field House. You guys check that out for the All-Star game coming, Stark County All-Star 23 game. You guys make sure you check that out. We also have the Xtreme Hip Hop Master Experience coming to the Urban League this Saturday. Make sure you guys check that out. It's 10 to 3. The family wellness part is 10 to 12. The fitness workout part is 12 to 3. Make sure you guys check that out. Also, shout out to the Beauty Spot. Danielle and I are going to be working with the Beauty Spot, which is downtown on 5th and Market. It was C&J's for years, and now it's the Beauty Spot. Yeah, so we talking to them about some great stuff. They're excited about Canton McKinley and the cheerleaders, and we working on some stuff.
Yeah.
Again, Danielle being a social media manager. If some other business or someone out there is looking for a social media manager, shout out to Danielle, working with mayoral candidate Thomas West. If you guys missed the episode of Lucas Live where we interviewed him, go back and watch that. Check him out. Danielle is working with him, doing some great stuff. We're looking at doing some great work with the Beauty Spot. We want you guys to go check it out. There's a lot of beauty supply stores you can go to. The Beauty Spot is trying to do some things that really leans into the Canton community, Canton McKinley, the youth, the athletes, supporting what we're doing. We need more businesses that are willing to put their dollars behind what we're doing, not just get dollars because of what we're doing. And shout out to the Beauty Spot for doing that. We're excited to be working with them in the future. Ladies, I know you got to go. You got to get out of here because you guys are, we got a time limit here. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for telling your stories. Thank you for the love and support you're giving to our community. Your work matters to us. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for having us. Yes.
My pleasure. My pleasure. All right, everybody, listen, that was another episode of Lucas Live. Thank you guys for checking us out. Don't miss this Sunday. We have newly brought in head basketball coach of Canton McKinley. Coach Sean Witherspoon is going to be joining us this Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Don't miss it. It's a Lucas Live special event. I can't wait to meet with him. Can't wait to talk to him. Great friend of mine. He's like familia. He's family. Him and his family are wonderful, wonderful people here in this community. You guys don't want to miss that episode. We'll see you guys this Sunday, 7 p.m. on another episode of Lucas Live. Everybody have a great day.